have Wes Anderson as our guest. Welcome back, Wes. Oh hey, I was here last time as well for my movie Moonrise Kingdom. Yeah, I remember your movies are laid really well. Thanks for the compliments. No problem, let's dive straight into it. So in the Grand Budapest Hotel, Mustafa's and Zero's relationship was at a complication, with one being classified as a bourgeoisie and the other as a proletariat. Why did you decide to ratify the different characteristics and ideologies of the protagonists? The Grand Budapest Hotel embraced the protagonists Gustav and Zero. Gustav is an enigma who is described in the film as the once richest man in Dubravka. Meanwhile, Zero was a devoted and subservient lobby boy. Their two concepts of money, hierarchy, and their differences faced front are several in number. However, it became ratified for the characters to have such attributes to allow the contrast and demonstration of a genuine human connection or relationship bridging the social hierarchies. Gustav's interjection, "Keep your hands off my lobby boy," therefore signified the growth of their relationship and the intertwining ideologies to prioritize relationships or ignore social norms and material wealth. Done intentionally, it highlighted the characters with different statuses unfold and evolve beyond the employer or employee dynamics, all the while with eccentric and absurd situations. The storyline, its narration, and camera shots help provoke the audience as well as doing many other things. Yeah. Then, how did the progression of the storyline, its narration, and camera shots, as you mentioned before, in the end of the film, for example, depict humor as an embodiment of tragedy? That's a great question. The Grand Budapest Hotel was employed with a unique narration and progression to depict humor as a cover to embody tragedy. Ergo, Gustav's remark, "You see, there are still faint glimmers of civilization left in this barbaric slaughterhouse that was once known as humanity," reinforces the juxtaposing factors of symmetry with colors and the threat of war. Notably, it alludes to the early Nazi occupation, where I redesigned the Nazi iconography and attire to be lightning bolts for an additional whimsically fascist effect, as well as an increasingly fantastical effect on the audience. To elaborate, intertextuality through the replaced iconography elements enabled the audience to connect with the film at a higher depth. Additionally, the film's narration, where future Zero recounts his past, foreshadows and hints at the transience of memories portrayable through the melancholic narration within bits of the film. Juxtaposition of humorous moments with war and fascism is also evident in the ski chase sequence, where the preposterous actions contrast with the theme of political disturbance and military presence. Furthermore, the layered definition of escapism is explored in more depth through the essence of scenes like these. Thus, these emotional yet humorous moments collectively allowed the film to denote humor as an embodiment of tragedy. You mentioned symmetry, and it was conspicuously evident throughout the film. However, I realized it was majorly rationed near the end. Why did you utilize symmetry, and why was it used less as the film progressed? I may just have a burning passion for symmetry. Yeah, it seems so. But I deliberately used symmetry in the Grand Budapest Hotel to serve as both aesthetics and narrative progression. Symmetry complements the film's visual elements and reinforces the formalism style it was chosen to follow. Fragments of symmetry allowed the audience to understand the sense of the whimsical and fantastical atmosphere in scenes like the hotel lobby or the dining room. However, as the film's narration progresses into the societal upheaval, the symmetry compositions become less prominent. Asymmetrical scenes become prominent, like during the prison break and chase sequences. Therefore, symmetry visually refers to the disturbance of the situation and loss of order in the characters' lives, which pragmatically highlights the film's relation to alternations in thematic techniques. Oh, that truly is a great way to deliver a narration through that. I might copy you. I guess I'll have to copyright strike you. Thanks for the money, mate. No problem, though. I can sacrifice some things like Mustafa. This is the last question, I swear. You used a lot of pastel colors to depict the deceptive, cheerful hues that offer an ironic counterpart to the ominous subjects. How did this, in addition to settings, costumes, and props, create layers to narration? Okay, and now we'll be back after an hour-long ad break. Scratch that. I'm a busy man, you see. Totally. Well, anyways, The use of colours, especially pastel colours, and other additional film techniques like mise-en-scene in the Grand Budapest Hotel to illustrate the transparent yet deceptive approach on subjects revealed layers to the narration. For instance, the facade of buildings acted as a contextual reference to Nazis and the hotel's rich interiors. Emplaced with pastel shades are an ironic counterpart to the theme of war, murder, and sexual content. It uncovers the deeper understanding on escapism and the passage of time. Such irony and layers in the narration is also displayed through the characters' attire, like the Nazis' attire and pink interiors that delineate the ambivalence of militarization while also presenting fascism. Militarization, or the presence of military elements especially, played a role in the color wash as it made the colors warmer to create a juxtaposing factor for layers on the narration. Ultimately, the deliberate interplay between pastel colors, settings, and characters' costumes captured the blend of cheerful hues to cover the ominous subjects, with allegorical narration assisting in the creation of layers. And that is the end of our interview with Wes Anderson. If you have any more questions, I'll try to get back to you with Wes. I hope you have a nice day and see you next week for our interview with Christopher Nolan, who is surely better than Wes Anderson. Yep, see you at Weekly Podcast for a better interview. Yeah, right. Anyways, thanks for coming on, Wes. No problem. Glad to be here.